Hello, welcome back to Fandom United, everyone. Gio here. Thank you so much for joining me on this Sunday evening, May 23rd. I hope all of you had a great work week, had an even greater weekend, and are ready to talk some movies, some comic book movies, some zombie movies. That's right. Army of the Dead is currently out on Netflix, and you know what? That means we have two Zack Snyder movies to watch on streaming. Of course, Zack Snyder's Justice League on HBO Max and Army of the Dead now on Netflix. So we will do a spoilers discussion once my podcasting partner joins the stream. But I'll give you a spoiler right now. I absolutely loved Army of the Dead. Okay. And for some of you, that might be like, hey, no surprise. Come on, this guy has Zack Snyder on his damn wall, a huge poster. But you know what? Trying not to be as biased as I usually am. This movie's good. Really, really good. You should definitely check it out. I know a lot of you out there have a Netflix subscription already. So enjoy it. It is one of the best zombie films that I have seen. And I've seen maybe, I don't know, somewhere between 7 and 10. So we'll get to my thoughts in the spoilers discussion, which will happen on the second half of the show. The first half will be dedicated to news, and this week's topics include DC getting some animated projects in their in the works for HBO Max. They announced a Batman animated show as well as a Superman animated show, and then there is a movie that was announced, an animated movie called Injustice, based on the video game. We'll get to that. We'll talk about Mr. Dave Filoni, who is the second coming of George Lucas and Lucasfilm. That's exciting. And then, of course, to cap it off, we will get to Army of the Dead, Netflix's newest movie. Yeah, I mean, I can't talk about it much without getting into spoilers, so we'll definitely get to that. Thank you, Johnny, for being here. Appreciate it, bro. And you know what? I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get right to it. So let's start off with Dave Filoni. He has been named the executive creative director for Lucasfilm. And this actually happened last summer. Last summer, Dave Filoni was given a promotion, but not many people knew about it until Lucasfilm updated their website and mentioned Dave Filoni as the executive creative director. So that's well deserved. Dave Filoni has been just absolutely phenomenal as far as everything that he has touched. And I mean, whether it's The Mandalorian, which had two very successful seasons on Disney Plus, and then the Clone Wars, which I've seen about maybe 70% of the episodes. There's a lot of episodes. But what I have seen, I've just been absolutely blown away by what the storytelling has done. Yeah, it's been a very exciting time for Star Wars fans, at least on the streaming service. Hey, Rachel, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Cheers. This is Cabernet Sauvignon, a wine called Han. All I know is it tastes good and it does the job. I'm not a wine expert. Okay. Don't get me wrong. I love a good wine and, you know, a platter with cheese and stuff. All that is great. But cheers. I hope all of you watching either live or on playback have had just a relaxing weekend. Okay. It's very close, if not already here, a return to normalcy. And that's a good thing and a bad thing. You know, the bad thing is the 5 o'clock traffic is very crammed now. There was a short while where we got to enjoy Um, not very much traffic. And then movie theaters are making a comeback. So yeah, return to normalcy happening. But going back to Dave Filoni here, it's a well-deserved promotion. Um, and if anybody has any second thoughts about his passion for Star Wars, if you've seen The Mandalorian, there is a Disney Plus behind the scenes where the creators, the directors have a roundtable discussion about the impact Star Wars has had on their life and their film career. And hearing Dave Filoni talk about the prequels, a set of films that Star Wars fans just really like to, throw punches at. I mean, a lot of it, most of it's valid, but there was a time when hating on the prequels was like something cool to do. But the way Dave Filoni talked about the prequels, it made even the most diehard Star Wars fans take a step back and go, "Oh wow, I never thought about it like that," And that's the beauty of doing these podcasts and doing these shows and getting to geek out about this stuff is that you have conversations that make you look at a piece of film or a piece of TV series show in a different light. And that's probably something that, it's half the fun of doing this kind of stuff. Obviously there's the debates, Marvel, DC, Star Trek, Star Wars, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Twilight. What was that other young adult series? Hunger Games. I remember there being a little rivalry at some point there. But yeah, that's half the fun. So these are the upcoming projects that Dave Filoni, the new executive creative director, he's involved in upcoming projects for Star Wars. And like I said, it's been a rough time for the movies, okay? Like the sequel trilogy, it has its fans. There are some great things about it. But as a trilogy, coming off the prequel trilogy, I mean, it made people appreciate the prequel trilogy even more. Let's just say that. But this is what Dave Filoni has coming up. This is what is happening at Disney Plus. The side of Disney Plus right there. You got The Mandalorian season 3 coming up, which he is a writer and executive producer, and I believe he may direct some more episodes. And then you have Ahsoka, which was a very popular character, and I believe one that Dave Filoni created. But Ahsoka, actually, I might be wrong on that. I got to double check. Anyways, Dave Filoni will be a writer and executive producer. The Book of Boba Fett, which is already shot, he is an executive producer. And then Rangers of the New Republic, he is also an executive producer. So, hey, Dave Filoni has a proven track record. Lucasfilm loves him. Lucasfilm loves what he's about to do. And it's the right choice. So, congratulations, Mr. Filoni, on the promotion. He just looks like a cool guy. He's the kind of guy you could have a couple beers and talk, and it'd be the same feeling as watching a brand new Star Wars movie, even just hearing him talk about Star Wars. So yeah, that is about it for Dave Filoni. Let me know your thoughts. One thing I should mention, guys, I know a lot of people out there were hoping that Kathleen Kennedy would have, left Lucasfilm. Either she quit or got fired after the sequel trilogy. You have to give credit where credit is due, okay? Kathleen Kennedy was the one who gave Dave Filoni the promotion, was the one who got him even more involved. And, she's been the shot caller as far as Lucasfilm is concerned. So, absolute all the credit to Dave Filoni, but you also have to acknowledge that Kathleen Kennedy has, been around, and all this happened under her watch. As much as people want to say the sequel trilogy to Star Wars movies, the bad ones, the ones that underperformed, was under her watch. The things that are successful about Star Wars also happen. So be critical when needed, but also give credit where credit is due. Okay. That's just take that for what it's worth. Okay. Have your own opinions, share your own opinions. I invite you to. And I've yet to take a sip. So cheers. That first sip of wine is always, but afterwards, it's great. All right, so let's talk some DC, because when I talk about DC, I can go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. So to help me not do that, let me bring in my podcasting partner, my first mate, and this Fandom United live show. He is the one, the only, Mr. Keith Barnes. Welcome.
Hey, I'm here. What's going on?
You made it, man.
I did.
I'm great. I'm great, dude. I was just telling everybody, like, it's a great time to be a Zack Snyder fan because he now has 2 movies on streaming this year that you can watch. And it's there if you ever want to revisit it. His movies. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But how are you?
I'm doing good. Yeah, you're exactly right. It's fun having new movies, new big movies coming out again. So It's a good time. Having a good time. Rachel, hello. Good evening. Good to see you. Read you. Johnny, what's going on? Marvel, yeah. But yeah, everything's all good.
Nice. All right. Well, I waited for you to do this, and I kind of hinted at this on the intro, but we're going to take a moment here, just a couple minutes, to talk about the passing of a comedic legend in Hollywood. Mr. Paul Mooney passed away this past week, and at the age of 79. And Keith, you specifically requested, and I'm so thankful that you did, because I spent some time doing some research, putting together some graphics and stuff, and it made me realize just how much work he was in that I saw, albeit at a young age. He's a little bit before my time, but I specifically want you to talk about the impact he had on you, as far as him being a comedian, a person of color, what he meant to the genre, what he meant to comedy. Go all in, sir. Go ahead, please take the floor and share your thoughts.
Oh yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, some great images, and so the image there you see on just underneath the Injustice logo there is that's probably the one that if most people now would probably know him from the Chappelle Show.
Dave Chappelle, yes.
As the character of Negro Damas. But he also did a segment on their show called Ask a Black Dude, which is also very funny. Just Paul Mooney, one of the great, the heavyweights comedy. It was him and Richard Pryor. They were good friends. They partnered up on a lot of stuff. Richard Pryor had a sketch show back in the day that he was on called The Richard Pryor Show that he wrote on. He was a writer on Good Times. He was a writer on Sanford and Son. He wrote on SNL.
I have a couple more. In Living Color.
In Living Color, absolutely. Yeah, that's right.
The Roseanne Show.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. And Judge Mooney. I don't know if you ever saw that. I never got that.
No, yeah, I've seen Judge Mooney. Sounds funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know he wrote Hollywood Shuffle. I think he was an actor in, which I don't know if any people might remember that. That's very old. But yeah, he was just you hit it right on the head. There's a lot of stuff he did. He wrote on a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that he was in or wrote on or partnered up with that people probably don't realize. Over the years, a lot of stuff even I didn't know. So but just it's a big loss. I didn't know he was that much older, but you just go on YouTube, watch any of his stand up stuff. It's a lot of it out there. He was really great. Blazed a great trailblazer for a lot of black comedians. A lot of comedians, period, especially a lot of black comedians over the 70s and 80s and 90s. Just one of the biggest influences for me personally. I love Paul Mooney to death. I was just a big fan of his. He's one of those persons I would sit down and just listen to him talk forever. And he's did a lot. He turned off a lot of people, obviously, who but I used to hear like shows of, one of some of his shows he would do around the country, and people would walk out, of course, because they didn't like, people who, I don't want to go too into it, but obviously, just a lot of white people will walk out of his shows. But he also he attracted, but he was funny. A lot of people were like, they loved him. They were like, yeah, you know what, that's funny. You're right. So I don't know. It was a big loss, man. That was a really sad one for me because Paul was a big Paul Mooney fan. So may he rest in peace. And he left a huge mark on the world of pop culture and comedy. Yes,
he did. I have one question I want to ask you. So if you were to recommend one piece of content that people should watch involving Mr. Mooney, what's the first thing that comes to mind that you would recommend?
I don't know any specific. He's got a few. There may have been an HBO comedy, those comedy half-hour specials. He's got a couple of those. Just go on YouTube, and I would just say, just go on YouTube, just any Paul Mooney stand-up. Honestly, I mean, but I think he does have a couple of comedy. I think at least one. They used to have those HBO comedy half hours. Most obviously.
I remember those.
Yeah. I think he's got at least one of those. Maybe a couple, but yeah. So there's one in particular that was absolutely hilarious. I can't remember the name of it, but but I would recommend those. He might have a couple hours. He might have an hour special too here or there. But he never reached it. It's just interesting that he was so big behind the scenes and was obviously within the comedy world. He just never reached that big superstar level of like obviously like a Chris Rock or even a Chappelle. But they all knew him and loved him.
Sure.
And credit him. But he just never reached as far as like main crossover big stardom. Obviously, a lot of this is because a lot of people found him to be controversial. Which he probably was, but he spoke his truth, which was really, and he was just one of those comics. But he also he respected everyone. He wasn't any type of He was all about empowerment and equality. So but yeah, it's just a big loss. But thank you, Paul Mooney. Rest in peace.
Sir, a couple things right here. So I was doing some research, and he was a very, very big deal when it came to the Laugh Factory in Hollywood.
Okay, yeah.
According to what I read, he was one of the first comedians on opening night back in 1979.
Wow.
For the Laugh Factory in Hollywood.
Oh, wow.
And so this was just reported this morning, but the Laugh Factory in Hollywood will be holding a special tribute on Thursday at 3 p.m. for the late comedian. Eddie Murphy, Kevin Hart, and Tiffany Haddish will be in attendance, along with Mooney's twin sons, Dwayne and Daryl.
Cool.
And there will be more comedians, more celebrities at this special tribute, especially given where it's at, the Laugh Factory. It's a very it's right there with the Comedy Store in Hollywood, which we've been to, Keith.
Yeah.
We went there last January.
Yeah.
So again, you're seeing these comedians coming together to pay a special tribute. There will be more names announced who will be in attendance. Also, the city of Oakland will honor him, which is where he's from and where he sadly passed away.
Yeah.
So, there's that. I don't know if they're selling tickets for this special tribute, I'd imagine they're in the thousands of dollars per seat range.
Yeah.
But just in case anybody's in Hollywood and hey, got a couple hundred, if not a couple thousand to spend, and you're a big Paul Mooney fan, maybe there's a way you can attend the special tribute. So just wanted to bring that. And also, for myself, I mainly knew him through the Dave Chappelle show. In fact, I was watching a couple of his skits on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's just, man, not only is he great, but it once again, is a testament to the genius that Dave Chappelle is.
Yes.
And his idea for comedy. He was also in a movie that I actually liked a lot growing up. Pauly Shore's In the Army Now.
In the Army,
has
right,
a minor, small role in that movie as one of the military officers. But I just thought that was funny. So I'm thankful that you requested this. Of course, anybody who's a guest on Fandom United is and there's something that they want to talk about, absolutely bring it to the table. I'm thankful that you did, because it reminded me of some things I did enjoy from him, from my limited exposure. But rest in peace, Mr. Mooney. 79 years old. That's a great life.
Yeah.
And you will definitely be remembered. So let's get to some DC projects here. So it was quite the busy week. Warner Media held their annual shareholders meeting called Warner Media Upfront. And as expected, there were no big live action movies, series, TV shows announced, because DC Fandom is happening in October, which, if you guys are interested, come by here, because I will be covering DC Fandom the whole 24 hours. Well, it might actually be 8 hours. I believe it was 8 hours, just repeated 2 more times. So stay tuned for that. But we got some announcements for upcoming DC projects here. And I'm not sure if you saw it, but I'm going to share this graphic right here that kind of gives you the summary of what was announced. So Warner Media shared news that a new Batman animated series called Batman Caped Crusader is coming to HBO Max, as well as Cartoon Network. So is My Adventures with Superman. It's another retelling of pretty much, Superman, Lois Lane, and this time Jimmy Olsen. They will be the 3 leads of this animated show. There is a animated movie called Injustice: Gods Among Us, which is based off of the popular video game and comic series by Mr. Tom Taylor. And then Batgirl was confirmed to be released exclusively for HBO Max. And it also found its pair of directors in Bad Boys for Life directors Adi and Bilal. So, any of these interest you?
Well, I think all of them.
Nice.
Is the Batman now? Is this the Timverse reboot, or is it another one?
So I'm glad you mentioned that.
Okay.
These are the gentlemen who will be involved in the Batman series. Matt Reeves, the director of the upcoming Batman, will be an executive producer. J.J. Abrams will also be executive producer. And his role at DC is we haven't been confirmed.
Sure.
We know that he was signed to a $500 million deal to help showrun, produce whatever DC content. And then the gentleman on the far right, this is the big one right here, Bruce Timm. Bruce Timm was heavily involved in the 90s Batman animated series, which was heavily influenced by the Tim Burton movies. And then he also was a showrunner on the Justice League animated show in the late 90s, early 2000s, as well as Batman Beyond. And he was a writer for Batman Mask of the Phantasm, the
Yeah.
animated Batman movie in the 90s, one of the best Batman movies.
Mhm.
So you have these three big names attached to this new Batman animated show, and it will reportedly dive deep into the roots of Batman, the noir storytelling. That's why you have Matt Reeves there. But yeah, what do you think about it, man? I mean, this is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. It's always a lot of good animated Batman stuff. So that's a good one. It's going to be a series, correct? Is that going to be a?
It will be,
Okay.
yeah, it will be a series.
Hmm.
I don't know when it's coming out. I'd imagine a couple years. And there's no word on
Yeah.
whether or not you'll have Kevin Conroy back to voice Batman, Mark Hamill for the Joker.
I was supposed to ask that.
Yeah.
Right.
I would imagine if they are willing to, you get them because they're just perfect.
Yeah.
But
think,
I mean that's just my take.
I know. I think Diedrich Bader was another guy that they used for Batman a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder. Yeah, one of those two, I would imagine. But yeah, interesting. Yeah, very cool. And then, but the big one for me is Injustice. I love the Injustice story. It's really cool.
Yeah,
I got both the games. It's pretty epic, man. I kind of wish we'd get. I mean, I'm glad they're doing this. I wish we would have get this in live action. To be honest, but
oh man,
yeah, it's a pretty epic story. It's pretty big, but we got little kind of hints at it, and I guess maybe more like kind of little nods to it in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I guess maybe.
What do you mean? We were about to get a Injustice story with Zack Snyder, but guess what?
Yeah.
Warner Brothers doesn't want anything to do with it.
Well, it's but they're doing this though, so I don't know whatever. But
yeah,
it's just something people would love to see it. I mean, it'd be just as big as the Infinity Saga at Marvel. But whatever. Oh well. Yeah. But yeah, that's cool. I'm glad at least get this animated one. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. It's a cool story. Yeah, you get Superman. Yeah, you get the death of like anytime you get Superman turning evil, it's because Lois Lane's been it's death of Lois Lane. So we're gonna get that. Get alternate versions of all the heroes. Different heroes and villains splitting off, going good, some going evil, taking sides. It's really interesting to see the different sides that some of the heroes and villains take in the conflict, and it's a great story. I'm really excited to see that. It's gonna be really good.
I question whether Injustice would work because you talk about different takes of characters, and it brings you back to what Zack Snyder was doing, and people had a problem with it, man. It's just and
sure.
Call it gatekeeping or whatever you want to call it, but I don't know. I question how excited people would actually be for live action because then there's the argument that, well, in order to do Injustice, what you have to do is establish all the characters so they all have to have their own solo movies. And then you have to have a movie where the Justice League works together as a team. And then sequels to the solo movies. And then maybe an Injustice. Do you know how long it would take to do an Injustice movie like that? I mean, you hire the actors by the time they're like in their 20s, early 20s. By the time you get to Injustice, they're like, I don't know, in their
late 30s.
Close to late 30s. Yeah, it's just like, do you not realize sometimes some of the stuff that you want to see and do you actually think about it? It's just
it would be too late to do that now, or even back when BBS was 16. So even if they started then, it'd still be it might have been a little too late, So yeah, I agree. If they would have started this back in, I don't know, 2012 or 2010 or 13, even maybe 10, 12, 13, it may be. But when did the game come out? I don't even remember. It was 14.
The first game I think came out in 2015.
15, yeah, something like that.
I can double check that.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Probably 14 or 15, I think. So it probably could have started around then. I mean, we hadn't even at that point. You'd only had Man of Steel, so I don't know what. Maybe Man of Steel and a Man of Steel sequel. They maybe go from there. Probably could have taken it from there. They probably could have set it up pretty well from there. Yeah, I don't know. But it is a long, complicated story. So
yes, it is.
I get it. So
it might have been better as a series. It's like wouldn't an HBO Max series of Injustice be better? Even the comic was split into 5 parts. And it's just like,
right.
I mean, hey, watch it be 4 hours and nobody complain at all. They're like, oh no, this is great, this is awesome. I'm like, well, wait a minute, hold on. Like,
I'll complain. God, 4 hours. I just don't like long run times, so that's just me. But I'll watch it. That'd be cool. Listen, the cutscenes from all the games would be. I think they're probably 2.5 hours. I think
that's the movie right there.
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you can just piece the movie together from there. It's very long. That's definitely true. Yeah, that's a good point, Johnny. That would be a pretty big, big button. So,
what are your thoughts on Batgirl finding their directors? And I never pronounce their full names because I know I'll butcher it, but I just call it Adi and Bilal. That's their first names.
Yeah.
I mean, not that there's anything wrong with their names. They have cool fucking names. All right.
Yeah. It's just
the Bad Boys directors with Christina Hodson. Christina Hodson wrote Bumblebee, Birds of Prey, The Flash, which is currently in production, and apparently she already finished a script for Batgirl. So this is her 3rd DC movie. They clearly love her.
Yeah, right.
What are your thoughts on this project and it happening on HBO Max, a live-action Batgirl with Bad Boys for Life directors, with Christina Hodson, this being her 3rd DC movie? What are your thoughts?
That's cool. All those things you just named are pretty decent to really good. So she's got a good handle on the DC universe, I guess. He's did a good job writing all that stuff. I like Bumblebee. I think it's pretty good. I really like Birds of Prey. I guess I'm one of the few that really like it.
I like it.
Oh yeah, no, I know. You were just kind of like. Did you say you were just?
It's not okay. I like the movie. It's fine. I would have. Okay. How do I say this? I would have preferred. I would have preferred more of Joker and Harley Quinn, because then it would have had more of an impact on how she broke up with the Joker, because we only saw a little bit of that. Remember, the casual audiences, the way WB handled Suicide Squad, it got people shipping Harley Quinn and Joker. And I'm like, guys, they're not a couple you want to ship. Trust me. Okay, there was a lot of stuff that was deleted from Suicide Squad. David Ayer made their relationship very toxic, very abusive, a 2-way road, by the way.
Sure.
But like I just said, Warner Brothers, they watered it down and they said, "Hey, this is Joker and Harley Quinn. We're going to give you just enough before we get to Birds of Prey." And casual audiences were like, "Oh my God, Joker and Harley Quinn, they're so romantic together." It's like, no, they are not.
No.
Okay. So that's a little bit of my quarrel with Birds of Prey. Other than that, I mean, I think we'll know more when she once the Flash movie comes, because that's a movie that she wrote. So we'll know more about her. But as far as the directors go, Adi and Bilal, I like Bad Boys for Life. Actually, I really enjoyed it. I was surprised how much I enjoyed that movie. Now, it had everything working against it, right? You had 2 aging stars in Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. You had a 3rd movie that arrived, 15 years, 16, 17 years after the last one?
Yeah.
Like, it should not have worked, but those guys made the Bad Boys for Life movie work. And I never root against a movie to fail. I don't think anybody should root for a movie to fail. Okay.
Yeah.
With this creative team, now if this Batgirl movie happens, because how many times have we been told a DC movie is happening and these directors are on board, blah blah blah. I mean, look at the Flash. But if it happens, if things go well, again, this has nothing. These three, they have nothing to do with what happened with Zack Snyder and the DC. They have nothing to do with this.
Right.
So that plus of the reasons I just stated, I am rooting for this Batgirl movie. If it happens, a big if, okay? Because yeah, I mean, where's the Deadshot movie, huh? Where's Cyborg's movie? Where's the Green Lanterns? But anyways, see, I can go on and on. But Keith, finish your thoughts on Batgirl.
Well, and to that point, I will. But to that point, I mean, I was thinking about this the other day. I mean, you mentioned Deadshot. They had Will Smith. Like they had Will Smith as Deadshot. They had him. Like I don't understand. Like there's no reason for him to not still be Deadshot. Like it's Will Smith. They got him. He was in. He was on board. He enjoyed it. He liked it. They had Will Smith. Anyway.
And you know what? Will Smith and David Ayer, they decided to do that Netflix movie Bright.
You're right. That's exactly right. Yeah.
If I'm WB, regardless of how you feel about Suicide Squad, Will Smith was not the problem. His performance wasn't cringy. His Deadshot costume looked badass. He had one of the most badass scenes in Suicide Squad when he's just standing down and gunning, all the creatures and whatnot, and that was a highlight. And
well, his story was the heart of it, right? Like his daughter,
Floyd Lawton, the story with his daughter, yeah. He has the charisma, exactly. Will Smith had the charisma, and you know what? I think Warner Brothers had a chance to do a Deadshot movie with David Ayer and Will Smith. They decided to, we'll wait and see. So David Ayer and Will Smith went to Netflix.
They moved on,
and they moved on. Now, say what you will about Bright. I thought it was fine. I like the world building, but I mean, Anyway,
but Batgirl's cool. I'm curious what kind of, I still haven't seen Bad Boys for Life, believe it or not. So I don't know why. I just haven't gotten to it, but everyone seems to love it. You and all the guys all really enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the song with God, what's his name? He has a beard. Well, he had a beard, and he was what's his name? Anyways, but yeah, I know what he's talking about. The song that introduces Deadshot. Thank you. Action Bronson.
Action Bronson. That's right. Yeah, it is actually. That's right. Yeah. When he's on the phone with me, it's like, that's going to be, you know what? Now it's $2 million. That's right. That is a good scene.
But we didn't. Any thoughts for My Adventures with Superman? I forgot to mention.
Oh yeah.
Jack Quaid from The Boys.
Oh.
Will be voicing Superman.
Really? Oh.
And here's our first look at the animation for My Adventures with Superman. Now
that's cool. It looks like
the animation looks fine. Look, guys. All right, this is, and by guys, I'm talking to the people who, are criticizing Lois Lane for them giving her the tomboy look, as they say.
Oh.
Guys,
are people really mad at that?
It's a kids show.
Oh my goodness.
But any thoughts on My Adventures with Superman? Jack
Quaid, he'd be a good Jimmy Olsen live action. Now looking at him, that's cool. I like him. I was just talking about him last night to somebody.
Yeah, he actually, I could see that him being,
yeah. But no, it looks kind of like sort of like the new. I don't know if you've seen the new Voltron. It's kind of like that animation a little bit.
I have not. No.
Or like the little bit of the Last Airbender. Those people that do that animation. So it's pretty cool. Those three. Those are the three main people, right? Clark Kent, Superman, Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen. That's a good.
Yep.
And that looks funny. That looks exactly like the way those three are, right? Clark being kind of like, what's going on? I don't know. And she's, outgoing, adventurous. That sounds interesting. That's something I'd check out. I think my daughter Emma would probably like. So all this is going to be is HBO Max as well. Also HBO Max.
Cartoon Network and HBO Max. So you're going to get My Adventures with Superman, Batman, Caped Crusader, which I'm really looking forward to. I mean, come on, these three. Come on now.
Yeah.
Injustice and Batgirl, if Batgirl happens, which I hope it does. Come on now. Last time we saw Batgirl was live action Alicia Silverstone, right? In
Batman and Robin. Yeah. She's Alfred's niece, which was like what?
Uncle Alfred.
Yeah, which, I don't know. That was odd.
Yeah.
That's cool. So that's interesting. Batgirl. It's probably the right place, I guess, to put a Batgirl movie. I'm not sure. I've always been curious how audiences would respond to a Batgirl movie. Comic fans like Batgirl, I think, so. But just curious if people would.
Now, I will say, and I'm trying not to get my hopes up. Batgirl was involved in Ben Affleck's Batman movie. She was in Ben Affleck's script for the Batman.
Really?
We don't know what universe this takes place in, the Batgirl. It could be in the main DCEU. It could be in Michael Keaton's DC universe.
Right.
Or it could be just way off. Yeah, and be its own thing, like a la Joker. Just its own thing. But this does kind of give me a little bit of hope that this could lead to Ben Affleck's Batman. What?
I don't think so. I'm not gonna.
Stranger things. Stranger things have happened.
100%. But
yeah.
I don't know. Because if that's the case, then I don't know. Maybe. That's right.
In the Killing Joke, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But we haven't it's long overdue for a live action Batgirl.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm still calling for Ben Affleck's Batman to get his HBO Max series or movie. And this kind of gives me, I don't know.
Interesting.
We'll see. We'll know more at DC Fandom this October, which again, I will be covering here the entire event. Okay, I'm about to be like Mel Kiper on NFL Draft Day. Okay, like You saw me last year when we covered DC Fandom.
Yes,
man, dude, I was like 3 or 4 cups of coffee in. I hadn't eaten yet because I was just glued to my chair and was just like, "Oh, the next event, I hope the next event." And it was just like, man, dude, it's gonna be a lot of fun. DC Fandom.
It's gonna be virtual again.
Say what?
Is it gonna be virtual again?
Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna do any stuff opening up. I wonder. I don't know. They won't be doing any big like audience type of things, I guess. But it was pretty successful as a virtual event.
I don't think so, but I kind of like the virtual event, because the one thing about Comic-Con, first off, those who went to Comic-Con Hall H, they from what I've heard, it's a long lines, a lot of waiting, crammed in the Hall H.
Right.
And then if you're one of the ones who aren't able to afford to go to Comic-Con, you were watching the Hall H like on some cell phone footage or something and whatnot. But with DC Fandom, I felt like DC Fandom, given the circumstances of a pandemic, that was a pretty big success. Yeah. And my hope is that with DC Fandom, with Warner Brothers or Warner Media, whatever, they make it an annual thing because it got people talking all day. Whereas opposed, if you went to Hall H, people are talking about you for 2 hours until the next big thing at Hall H. With DC Fandom, it's all day. Hashtag DC Fandom. Hashtag Flash. Hashtag Snyder Cut. Hashtag Black Adam. Which I think we'll see more of Black Adam, which we'll get to Black Adam. But
and
a
all
couple
that
more
stuff
things before we start our Army of the Dead spoiler talk. You did get to finish Army of the Dead, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's because that's important. All right. Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill will be in the Highlander reboot from director Chad Stahelski from John Wick 2 and 3. What are your thoughts on Henry Cavill playing? Well, his character isn't confirmed yet, but I gotta imagine he's, I don't know, Connor McLeod.
Or Connor McLeod? You think so? Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
Be a good Ramirez. Either one. Could be either one, to be honest.
Yeah, Ramirez could work. Yeah. But what are your thoughts on Henry Cavill Highlander? It's not exactly Man of Steel 2, but hey, it's another franchise for Henry Cavill, and who knows? This could make him an even bigger star.
I was gonna say it's another big thing for him to be in. So it's always he's great in everything. So
thank you. Tell that to Warner Brothers, please.
Listen, he's great in everything. He's a sweaty like us, so he loves all this stuff. So that's cool, man. I'm glad he's doing this stuff. I want to, anything he's in, I'm in. Like I said, he could probably play either one of those roles. He's probably Connor McLeod. That would kind of make sense. We've been here. So many people have been attached to. There's been so many talk of Highlander for years and years and years.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds was attached to Highlander.
Ryan Reynolds. I heard Tom Cruise at one point. So, but I thought Ryan Reynolds. I thought that one was really going to get going, but who knows? So I don't know. But if this one sticks, good call. I'd love to see Henry Cavill in Highlander. So it's cool. It's a cool story. Very, very. There's a lot story to tell.
It's a great mythology. Yeah.
It's mythology. There you go.
There can only be one.
Right. So
now,
cool.
My other question is, so obviously we all remember Queen and that band's contributions to the first movie, the soundtrack. Amazing. Who's the band that does the soundtrack for the Highlander reboot?
It's going to be DJ Khaled. Probably.
No.
You don't get DJ Khaled on the
DJ Khaled. Oh my god.
I don't know. Who's the bands now? I don't know. There's no real bands like they were.
I don't know. I mean, could you see U2?
Yeah. Okay. Do a Highlander soundtrack. They'll do that.
You guys give us some suggestions. Yeah. Obviously, Queen rocked it in the with the soundtrack for Highlander. But who do you see doing the soundtrack for Highlander? Let us know your thoughts. Okay, so I got one more thing because I want to get to Army of the Dead. Black Adam. Dwayne Johnson is teasing us. That is him on the left.
Is it? Okay.
Yep. Covered. Mysterious with the light shining on him. Probably wearing his outfit underneath.
Yeah.
So there's the teaser image. That means we're getting closer to getting a costume reveal. Which the concept art, the Boss Logic concept art, all that looks great. But I want to see how he looks in live action.
Yeah.
I know he'll look great, but I just want to see it. Okay. Like we've been waiting for this movie for so damn long.
Like 9 years.
9
or something.
8 years. 8 years.
Yeah.
Maybe 7. 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
It's a long time. There's talk that it could be this upcoming week. Hence why he posted this, I think right before the weekend started. Or it might have been Saturday. But, hey, Black Adam costume reveal coming around the corner. and it'll be just one step closer.
Like a trailer or something?
Maybe, like how they revealed Robert Pattinson's Batsuit. That 1 minute clip.
Oh, okay, sure.
Slowly walking toward the camera.
Yeah. Okay,
something along the lines of that. Yeah.
Okay, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Yep. There you go, Rachel.
Me either. Yeah, me either.
Well,
I didn't take either, so that's cool.
Hey, here at Fandom United, I try to make it informative. Okay. So, yeah. But let's get to why some of you, maybe all of you, are here, and we're going to talk about Army of the Dead. This is a full spoilers, so if you haven't seen Army of the Dead, I love you for being here, but maybe come back later. If you have seen it, stay tuned because we're going to dive into everything, including some theories about Army of the Dead that I absolutely love. So, excuse me. Army of the Dead is currently on Netflix. I saw it twice in theaters a week before it came out, and then I watched it again yesterday. Absolutely love the movie. Love Army of the Dead. Just a quick summary. It's basically a movie, a combination of genres, a heist flick and a zombie flick put together. Las Vegas has been overrun and overtaken by zombies, and it has been quarantined. And before Las Vegas is about to get nuked, a rich guy, let's just say, call him that, I believe he owns a casino. He has $200 million sitting in a vault, and he's already been paid out by the insurance companies. So it's free money.
Right.
So he hires a military veteran by the name of Scott Ward, played by Dave Bautista. And he is tasked to assemble a team that will go into Vegas, overrun by zombies, and retrieve the $200 million, and he will be paid $50 million. Of course, nothing really goes to plan. Whether it's zombies that they didn't know they would encounter, or individuals on the team with their own agendas, their own greed, or spoilers, the U.S., the world deciding we're not going to nuke it on this day. We're going to nuke it on this day.
We're going to nuke it later today.
Yeah, we're going to nuke it later today. So let's get into it. My non-spoiler review is on the channel, so most of my audience already knows how I feel. I mean, I kind of just spoiled it. But Keith, how did you feel about Army of the Dead? And give us a little bit of your experience with zombie flicks, the ones you liked, the ones you didn't like, and yeah.
Well, the only reason I was interested in this is because it was made by Zack Snyder. Because I'm so tired of zombie media, to be honest. Film, television, games. It's been so much of it over the last decade or so. It's just like, oh God, more.
The Walking Dead.
Stuff. All of it, everything. God, it's just all Call of Duty, zombies, like everything. Just like, oh my God, it's just enough with the zombies. TV show iZombie, which is actually pretty good. Actually, really, I actually watched a little bit. It's good, based on I think a DC comic also, iZombie. No, this movie's really good. Really, really good. I really enjoyed this movie. It was
nice,
really good. I clicked on it. That's why I text you. I was like, I clicked on it, right? And I saw the runtime, and I went, oh.
2.5 hours.
You know how I am. I don't like these long runtimes.
Zack Snyder taking up almost 7 hours of my life this year.
I'm like, geez, man. And my daughter was like, why are all his movies all 2 to 40 minutes, 2 hours and 40-some minutes? Like, I don't know. That's just how he is. Not just him, but like I said, it's any movie. Like I said, I'm tired. I want to go to bed. I don't want to sit for a 2.5 hour plus movie. And it was Friday night. I just got off work a few hours ago, so I was tired. It was just me. But I actually I watched the first hour of it on Friday. the setup, the first act is awesome. I love the whole setup. I love the setup of the story. I love the assembling of the team. I love the getting to know some of the characters. It's all really, really good. So yeah, I watched the first hour. I watched right up to right before they went into the city.
Okay.
So I was super intrigued. Yeah, it was really good.
That's a good place to stop, actually.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I felt. It's exactly
Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah. And all that was really good. And then the rest of it was because I was just fully engaged. I was thinking about it all day. I was like, dude, I can't wait until we sat down and watched the rest last night. And I was very excited for it. I love Omari Hardwick was great. I really enjoyed all the characters, man. I love the I love the safecracker, the German guy, the safecracker guy. He was really great.
Dieter,
played
by Matthias Schweighöfer.
Okay.
I practiced.
Very good.
I practiced 3 times in the mirror before bed. Okay.
That's good. That's very good. Yeah, he was great. I really enjoyed him. Just love it. Love all the characters. All the characters that you like. All the likable ones are very likable. The people that you're supposed to dislike, you dislike them appropriately. Dislike, it's. I would say, like, all the characters are enough. It's not just typical zombie. I mean, it kind of is typical. It's a zombie movie.
There's definitely tropes.
Yeah, exactly. There's still there's a lot of that, but all the characters are engaging enough. The story is interesting enough. It's an interesting enough setup that it was fun. I just really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good.
Yeah. So I agree with you. Okay, like let's start with the obvious. Okay, like Zack Snyder's second time in a zombie doing a zombie movie.
So really quick,
Dawn of the Dead. By the way, did you like Dawn of the Dead?
I was wondering if this was connected to Dawn of the Dead.
Okay, so
are we gonna get to that?
All right, no, because okay, we're gonna go all over the place with this. Okay.
Yes.
All right, let's pause the review and let's go into theory. Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna share this right here because I've seen the movie 3 times and even I didn't catch it, but there are so many Easter eggs in this movie, Army of the Dead, that you blink and you will miss.
Okay.
So here is Easter egg number 1 right here. What does that say? Use your 20/20 vision, and what does that say on the phone? That phone is being held by Tig Notaro's character, Peters. It's one of her first lines of dialogue in the movie where she says, they should have nuked Vegas back in the 90s, but this is so much better. And it's literally a blink and you miss. So on Tig Notaro's phone, it says new information released about the 04 zombie outbreak in Milwaukee. What movie was in 2004?
Yeah.
Dawn of the Dead.
How about that?
So it could be just a fun Easter egg.
Yeah.
Or expect to see Ving Rhames and company in the second movie. Hey, I heard you guys need some zombie expertise killing, and he shows up. And that was a terrible Ving Rhames impression, but I'm just like, oh my God.
That's crazy. Okay.
Wow. Yeah. So there you go. As far as theories with Dawn of the Dead, is it tied? Is it not? We don't know.
Yeah.
And that's one of the frustrating things about all these Easter eggs is that you won't know.
Are they just references or are they actual tie-ins? So yeah.
But you know what? On the flip side, as frustrating as it is, it gets people talking.
Sure.
It gets people going to revisit the movie again. And do you intend on rewatching it again? Or
yeah, I do actually.
Nice.
Yeah. So like I said, I really enjoyed it. That's the first thing I thought. I'll sit down and watch it all in one sitting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting. No, I did not catch that. No.
Yeah, so it may or may not be tied into Dawn of the Dead. But going back to what you were talking about with the first act, how about that opening montage to the song of Viva Las Vegas,
Yes.
which was redone to include Alison Crowe, who did Hallelujah for Zack Snyder's Justice League at the end in the credits with the piano. But man, I mean, just Zack Snyder, like, say what you will about his movies, but that opening title sequence where it shows, the zombie outbreak in Las Vegas, and it's you can look at it one way or another. The one way is it's a fun, stylized opening credits. But then another way to look at it is it's actually a tease of character origins that may or may not be explored in future projects. And the great news about Army of the Dead is that they already have 2 prequels completed. I mean, maybe they're doing some animation work on the Army of the Dead Lost Vegas, which is an animated prequel. And then there's Army of Thieves, which is based on the Dieter character, Matthias Schweighöfer. But I thought the opening credits did an awesome job of setting up the world, of setting up the characters.
Right.
And we're going to see more of these characters, even though, spoiler alert, 3 out of 4 of them are dead.
Right.
Actually,
and maybe a fourth.
I'm not entirely sure about the soccer mom. But how badass was that? She's just picking up her kid.
Yeah.
She turns around, brings a rifle up, and goes bam, 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 and it's just killing off all these zombies, the shamblers. I mean, that was badass. I mean, way to set up an origin that's going to be further explored in the animated series, which will be directed by Zack Snyder as well as Jay Olivia, who did The Dark Knight Returns animated movie, and another director that they haven't announced. Okay. So that's on the way. And that's, I mean, it's not just a hybrid movie, but it's a movie that intentionally builds the world building.
Yeah.
Right? Like early on, they talk about, well, they don't say it, but they hint that they're coming from Area 51. And, well, wait a minute, what's going on in Area 51? Where did this first zombie come from?
That's those questions I definitely had.
Those are questions that are going to be explored in Lost Vegas, the animated prequel.
Okay.
So
because they're transporting him from somewhere to somewhere else. So,
and this is the cast of Lost Vegas, the voice cast for the movie.
Christian Slater.
Obviously, Christian Slater, Martian Manhunter himself, Harry Lennox, Joe Manganiello.
Interesting.
And then, of course, some of the returning cast. Dave Bautista. Oh my God, what's her name? Anya. Oh my God, what is her name? Hold on, give me a second.
The daughter?
No, not the. Well, there's the daughter as well. Ella Purnell. And
she was really good.
And then the Anya de la Reguera. Oh my God. I need to practice that 4 times in front of the mirror. God. But and then Tig Notaro, of course. So you will get to see more of these characters, in a sense, in the Lost Vengeance prequel. But from Area 51, you get I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, a part of me thinks it's like whatever, but another part of me is like, it's so stupid. So the newlyweds, they they can't wait till the honeymoon, and they end up in a car wreck.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, first off, what a way to go out. I mean, Jesus. But yeah, the worst military soldiers. I'm sorry, Michael Cassidy, who plays one of the soldiers, and he was also Jimmy Olsen for a brief moment in Batman v Superman.
Okay, right.
Yeah, the worst soldiers. Okay,
Yes.
First off, they don't keep their eyes on the road. Okay, and then they're hard hearing when the lady's like, "Shut the f up
and leave.
Get away."
Get your guys out of there. Yeah.
And then when they do start to run, one of the soldiers is like, "Oh no, we're far enough," and it's just like,
right,
you went 20 feet.
Yeah.
Like, those are negatives, okay? They're not. They don't bother me as much, but it's just oh my god, they're just.
But I did the same thing. I'm like, what do you mean? Keep going. Like, just run.
Yeah.
Keep you to run. You see, all your other guys are shooting this monster that clearly can't be shot.
Mm-hmm.
It's killing all your dudes. Run, man! I'm running.
Get out of there. And then you get that beautiful shot, which I showed either last week or the week before, of the zombie standing on the hill, overlooking Vegas. Beautiful shot.
Listen, so he was the director of photography on this film as well.
Yes,
Zack Snyder.
Yeah,
which I saw that and I went, oh, that's cool. Oh, interesting. Yeah, the cinematography is really, really very well done. I don't know. Has he done that in any of his other movies?
He's been the director of photography. So before Dawn of the Dead, he was a commercial director.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So he did hundreds of commercials, and he was the DP of his own.
Okay.
And for this one, I was watching there's a 30-minute making of Dawn of the Dead or Army of the Dead on Netflix. Please check it out. I mean, it's just it just adds more to the movie, to the story, to the experience.
Right.
But yeah, he just decided, you know what, like, I want to do this, and he took the camera, and he was right in the thick of things, and just directing. You know, normally a director will stand away, like, or be on a seat watching monitors from like 50 feet away or something like that, calling shots through a microphone. You know. But in this one, I mean, you've seen the behind-the-scenes photos. He's carrying a camera. He's just doing it, and as a result, you know, I think it's as far as cinematography and camera work goes, it's some of his best stuff.
Yeah, agree.
How'd you feel about the Dream Lens? Are you familiar with that?
No, what's that?
Okay, so the Dream Lens is a camera technique where it'll focus on a character. Like you see this with the Queen Zombie. When she is slowly walking toward the camera, it's out of focus, and then it goes in focus.
Yeah.
Like it goes from blurry to like clear.
Okay.
And then you see it again when the coyote, the blonde hair short chick lady, is telling the guy to shh. And it focuses in on her. It's really well done, but there are some people complaining about that. They were just like, sometimes it's out of focus, sometimes it's this and that. It's just like, well, no, I mean, to me, it kind of adds more because it's allowing you to do what it's supposed to, which is focusing on one thing.
Yeah.
But then when it's out of focus, it kind of adds to the suspense anymore. Like, oh, what is that? What is that? What is that? What is that? And then it finally goes in frame and in focus. Yeah. But I thought it worked. Next time you watch Army of the Dead, look out for that, the camera techniques. Okay, so out of this whole ensemble, give me your top 3 performances, because there's a lot. You got Dave Bautista, you got Tig Notaro, you have Ella Purnell, you got Theo Rossi.
Theo Rossi, yes.
You got Omari Hardwick. You have the whole. Who was your top 3?
I really enjoyed the daughter, Ella Purnell. Is that her name?
Ella Purnell, yes.
Oh, she was really good. Yeah, I really liked her.
Nice.
Batista's really good. he's really, really grown as an actor, man.
I love Batista in this movie, man.
He was really, really good. Yeah.
I was raving about him last week, and then I was raving about him on Apocalypse, which might have rubbed some people off. I mean, I rewatched that, and I was like, oh, man.
Oh, I haven't watched. I got to watch. Okay. Yeah,
But
I didn't get a chance to watch. But, okay. Well, hey, I don't know. Listen, I don't know why, because he was really good. You know.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, it's not. It's a heavy enough role. It's not overly. They could. I think someone else could have taken this and made it too schmaltzy. I thought that there's enough there with him and his daughter, where you get a real sense of the distance between the two.
Mm-hmm.
But he's still. It's his daughter. He loves her. He cares about her. He's really sorry about what happened. Obviously.
Oh my God, dude! That sequence where it cuts to, and again, the dream lens when Dave Bautista has a gun up, and he sees that it's his wife.
Yeah.
The camera shows it blurry, but once it goes into focus,
right,
he sees his wife, and then he's just that moment where he pulls his glasses down, he drops his gun, he's in tears.
Yeah.
That, I mean, that's the best I've seen Dave Bautista as a performer. You know,
good.
Where and then he puts the knife into her head slowly, and then the whole time he's just breaking down because he's like, he has to kill his wife. I mean, she turned into a zombie. And then this is where I really liked Ella Purnell, the daughter, when she opened the door, realizes what's happening, and she just breaks down on her knees. And it's just like, my goodness. Like, say what you will about Zack Snyder and his slow-mo and his camera techniques. It really worked in that scene.
You know, that didn't bother me in this one. Like, all that stuff didn't really stand out as much in this one as, like, say, Justice League.
Sure.
But, like this, I felt it all. There's a lot of it. Like all his movies got the slow mo stuff. It's a lot of it, but I don't know. It didn't stand out as much in this one as maybe some others. So I don't know. That didn't really. I thought it was really good. So I didn't
nice.
But I thought it was, like you said, I thought it was effective in a lot of the scenes. You know, there may have been one or two scenes where I was like, okay, come on, let's get, you know, kind of dragged a little, but it didn't really didn't take away at all. But yeah, well, the scene when they're having the talk where he's trying to turn on the power to the casino, and they're talking about what happened, and she's really explaining why she's, you know, been the way she's been all these years. I thought that was a very effective scene. I really enjoyed that, the scene between them. But I really like I said, I really liked Amari Hardwick. Very quiet, kind of sort of the dynamic between him and Dieter. I really enjoyed. That's probably my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was really good because they're both kind of philosophical. He's just a safecracker. He's really scared, you know, but also you can see how he's like, he finds them annoying, but you can see the two of them kind of them bonding over the course of their time in the film. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was by far one of the most, positives that I heard about was their, their brotherhood, their brotherly back and forth. And I'm trying to find an image of them, but it was some of the best moments as far as character interactions go in the movie.
Yeah.
So who are your top three?
So top three definitely be it's tough. I'm gonna go with I don't want to leave out Batista, but I want definitely the daughter Kate or Ella Purnell. She played, her name was Kate.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely Dieter, and what I really liked was, I don't know who's the lady that was she was with the YouTube guy. She was right there at the bottom with the bandana. She was awesome.
Oh, Her character name is Chambers, and
Chambers.
the
Okay, yeah.
actress name is Samantha Wynn, who's a
Okay.
longtime collaborator with Zack Snyder.
Oh,
Man,
okay. She was awesome.
talk about her glow stick scene.
Absolutely.
Woo!
That was, first of all, that guy was, and I don't know the guy who's the guy that was working
Oh,
for
the right hand man to the
yeah
Hiroyuki Sanada, the rich guy. Yeah,
oh man, when he did that, I was like, oh, you jerk. Oh, he's setting her
but
up.
you know what? She didn't cower down.
Right.
No, she didn't. And I don't know if you noticed this, but I noticed it the third time. See, I think this movie deserves repeat viewings because the first time she kills a zombie, it's very up close and she uses a knife. The moment she stabs the zombie in the head, she gags and she, almost throws up. And that's the little detail of you find out her character's never killed a zombie before.
Right.
But clearly she's been watching zombie movies or, played video games or something because she goes John Wick.
Yes.
On them. And it's just continue. It was one of the best parts of the movie. She
100% reminded me, and I'm trying to find the character. So one of my favorite sci-fi movies of all time is Aliens.
Yes.
She reminded me of Vasquez in Aliens. And a similar death, to be honest, the way excuse me, getting inundated with all the monsters and they got to blow her up. She takes out a bunch of them and the team's able to get away. Like, very much like the actress played by Jeanette Goldstein, in the movie Aliens.
Nice.
Yeah, almost the exact same situation there with that character. So she really reminded me of her. So she was really awesome. I loved the way, obviously he barricades the door so she can't get out. And you're just like, oh, you a-hole. And then they're going, but for her, the way she burst through the window, like that was like,
they still could have saved her, man.
Could saved her, exactly. That's why I was like, what are y'all doing? They're just kind of.
I would have been like, guys, I want to see headshots, zombie headshots. Okay, I'm gonna go in. You better not let me fucking die, or I'm coming after you. And then but there was kind of karma with that guy who trapped her.
Absolutely.
Because one of the most violent death sequences in the movie, and I teased this on my non-spoiler review. I said, Zombie Tiger, The Revenant.
Yeah, right.
My goodness. How graphic, violent was that scene, man?
Oof. And like the tiger could have just killed him, but just tossing him around all like that. I was like, oh my gosh, like that was that was brutal, man. Because big old 900-pound tiger with zombie powers like
and that. The zombie tiger looked great. Did any of your kids watch this movie with you?
Yes, my daughters watched, but the two oldest obviously they watched it with me.
Okay. How did they feel about the zombie tiger?
It was good. They did. It was really good. I think I heard a story or maybe we talked about it, where
Carol Baskins.
They were going to say that it was Carol Baskins.
Yep. Thankfully, she's not in the behind-the-scenes making of Army of the Dead. But they do mention that they went to an animal sanctuary to go and photograph a tiger.
Right. It was a white tiger too, which is cool.
All right, so we both clearly enjoyed the movie. I loved it. I think you on the borderline between like and love.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
definitely.
Cool. Let's talk about some theories real quick before we wrap it up because we will. It's getting pretty late. But this one right here. All right, so Keith, what if I told you that this movie subtly hints at a time loop?
Is it when he was talking? The Amari Hardwick was talking about like all the different bodies, and they're saying, "What if it's us?" Okay, go ahead, because I have some stuff about that.
Okay, so let me bring this graphic up right here. Boom, and it reads, "This was a tweet," and notice who retweeted it on the top. It says, "At first, I was like time loop in Army of the Dead as a joke, but bro, I don't think it's a joke anymore. And here are some screenshots of what it means. There's Dieter right there saying, "It's a doorway to another realm, my friends."
Huh.
You can think whatever you want of it, but knowing Zack Snyder, a line isn't just a throwaway line just for nothing.
So,
And then to what you were saying on the top right, I mean, look at them. It's us.
yeah.
Look at the skeleton on your left. What is around his neck? Look at Dave Bautista right there.
Yeah.
It could be us in another timeline, in some infinite loophole. And there was another image of the girl on the bottom right, Batista's right hand. She was wearing a key necklace, and one of the skeletons have a key necklace.
They focused on that. They specifically focused on that. I noticed that too.
Yeah. And then there's even more evidence. So let me bring this one up right here, man. This is like, if this goes anywhere, man, like all of a sudden this movie isn't just a heist zombie, but it's something even bigger, man. And it's just again, like, like some people, they're just like, I just want a straightforward action zombie flick and blah blah blah. And it's just like, well, would that really help the genre? Like,
I mean, well, this is that, but
yeah, but it could be a lot more.
yeah.
I'll bring this image back up here. All right, we talked about the image on the left with Tig Notaro's phone. On the right, though, again, another subtle line that you could easily overlook the first time you watch it, or even the second time. When they're gearing up to go into the zombies, Amari Hardwick gives Dieter a knife, and Dieter says, "You don't think I need something bigger?" And then Amari Hardwick responds saying, I'm sorry, Vanderhol. He has a character named Vanderhol.
Yeah.
He says, "If I give you something bigger than that, you're already dead." How does he know that? How does Vanderhol know that? That if he gives him something bigger, he's already dead. And if you remember earlier in the movie, Dieter, when they first showed, as they're running through the plan and it shows a dream scenario of how it could look, Dieter's holding a baseball bat.
Right.
Could be nothing. Could be just a fun sequence to show the hypothetical what could happen. Or it could be a cut to that team making it into the casino,
right,
and then dying in the vault room floor. And only Amari Hardwick makes it out. Who's to say at the end of Army of the Dead, Amari Hardwick, when he comes out of the vault, who's to say that that's Amari Hardwick from inside the vault? What if it's Amari Hardwick from another
one,
another timeline? Dude.
And he's
Oh my goodness.
He's come through that doorway that he talked about.
And he's coming through the doorway. Again, it's like you watch the movie and it's conversations like this that will, the next time you watch it, hopefully, you're sitting up on your seat and, you're watching a movie and you've seen the movie, you know what the story is, but the repeat viewings allow you to not really focus on the story, but focus on what is being said, focus on the little things. Like the second time I watched Army of the Dead, I wasn't looking at Tig Notaro's phone because it happened so damn fast.
Right.
But now I am.
That's interesting, man. That's interesting.
So what do you think about this whole time loop thing with Army of the Dead?
I don't. Okay, so
go ahead.
Maybe that's why he's so upset about being bitten, because maybe he hasn't been bitten before, and now this one he's like, oh no, they got me.
Yeah, I mean, talk about the ending, dude. When he's like, on the plane, and you think he makes it out, and all of a sudden he's like,
"Oh,
fuck!"
Yeah.
Or no, did he say "fuck"? I don't.
Yes. Yep, that's the very last thing in the movie. Yeah, the very last.
Nice.
Last frame, but yeah, I already mentioned that, and I paused it. I mean, my daughters, we looked at each other like, wait a minute. no, like because I noticed the key, like because they really like the camera really stayed on the key for like a second or two, like if not longer.
Yeah.
So I noted that. So I was wondering, like I was trying to think in my head, like who somebody had a key, somebody was wearing a key, or someone was trying to like someone must have had a key was wearing around their neck. Because I was wondering why they were doing that. So,
Dude,
like,
this
why would
whole
their
theory.
bodies?
Sorry, go
But
ahead.
why would their bodies be there though? Like their
Because
bodies,
again, it's a time loop.
yeah, but
It happens again.
no, I know.
Yeah, I'm confusing myself.
But I'm just saying they would still be there. Like their bodies would it'd be like it was happening all over again, right? Like it wouldn't be necessarily that. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? I have no idea.
That's the
It's
thing, though.
interesting.
It's like,
It's
like,
super interesting.
yeah, and again, it's just like all of a sudden, it's just like, okay, it's not just a heist zombie movie. There's a line in there that says, time loop. This is us, and it's just like all of a sudden you're just like, well, hold on, what kind of movie is this? Oh my! Like
I was expecting there to be when he said that, and I was just like, wait, no.
Again, look at the skeleton on the top right of that graphic right there. What's around his neck? It's like a red burgundy. What's like? I don't want to say scarf. Like it's like a rag
scarf type of thing. Yeah, it's exactly.
What is David Bautista holding right there?
And the way they're showing it, and it looks. I was trying to look because when he said it, I was like, is it? I was like, man, what if? Because I was fully expecting there to something to happen later on where I don't know, some kind of dimensional thing. Like, ooh, what if it is? Because he seemed dead serious when he was saying it. Like nobody he wasn't laughing. So I didn't dismiss it. Like I just thought, like, it could just be a throwaway line, like the tweet here says, it's a joke.
Mm-hmm.
But he seemed dead serious. So the one I was really thinking about it the rest of the movie, like, okay, let's see what happens here. There's going to be some kind of weird thing that happens.
All right, I'm here. Explain this to me, Gio. I wasn't expecting a straight up action heist genre. Steiner did some cool things. The tribal system with the zombies.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Great.
Yeah.
The queen, the king, the alphas, and then the shamblers. Oh, did you notice a cyborg zombie?
No, I did not. Really? What? A cyborg?
Yeah. Trust me, dude. Like this movie is filled with so much crap that when you watch it again, you're gonna be like,
"What?
Oh my god!" Hold on, baby. Damn.
Wait, do you mean cyborg, like a robot zombie, or cyborg like the DC character cyborg?
No, like a robot, zombie.
Okay, okay.
Let's see here. Let's bring it up.
What?
Hold on, trying to find it.
Right.
I almost got it. All right, there it is. All right, so check this out right here. Oh, hold on. I just had it. Okay, check this out. Let me remove this because I can only share one screen at a time.
Right.
Tell me what you see right here. That is okay. So
right? Looks like
this moment happens when it's Dave Bautista, the short hair blonde lady, and Guzman. They're the last three, and then they have that shootout in the casino where Dave Bautista's jumping on blackjack tables, and Guzman gets caught, and the zombie rips the bag with money out.
Yes.
And then Guzman shoots him, and then boom! Look at that.
What?
Here, let me zoom in.
That's crazy. He definitely, he's got a glowing something in his face.
So again, I totally missed it, but cyborg zombies, man,
that's insane.
it's a thing, dude. So again, like that begs the question: Is it an actual? Can they turn like robots into zombies or something, or did the government disguise a zombie into a cyborg and send it into Vegas
in there to
kind of
get information,
or
or something? because clearly, and there was some really good stuff. I know we got to go, but
no.
there was some. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
we can continue until
Yeah. But there was some fascinating. I like how like they're watching the news channel and they're talking about like some of the debates about like the quarantine city. Are these people? Are the zombies like? There's people debating. Or are they really? Are they still people? Or what's really going on? I thought it was all very interesting. I'm fascinated to get more. I kind of wish there was a little bit more. Just kind of this story was just about this group, and their heist. But if there's any supplementary stuff like you're talking about, I'd love to get more into the story. What's really going on?
So yeah, like I said, there will be an animated prequel called Army of the Dead: Lost Vegas,
right?
Which expands what we saw in the opening credits with the team going into Vegas. They called it the Lost Vengeance team.
Right.
Like you notice that when she opens the gate and sees her guns, and then there's a belt that says Lost Vengeance.
Right.
And Amari Hardwick even hints at it when when we first see him, when he's in the pool with the lady, and then they're talking at the table, and he's like, when we were in there, like that's all I see now are the faces. They're gonna explore more of that. They're gonna give us more of that opening sequence. Let's see what else we got here. It gave him more person. Yep, exactly. If you're gonna go back into the zombie genre like Zack Snyder did with Dawn of the Dead, do something,
make it interesting.
Something more,
Yeah.
There were great action sequences. Yep. But overall, it was enjoyable. And you know what, Gabe? Watch it a second time and look out for Easter eggs. Maybe not tomorrow, this week, but at some point, watch it again.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, there's already a number 2 sort of with Army of Thieves, and I'll bring this graphic up right here. You guys will be happy to know that one of the characters who died off, supposedly died off. Zack Snyder, the director, I watched his interviews, and he said, you know how horror movies go. If you didn't see him die on screen, is he dead?
Sure.
And what do we know about the Zeus Alpha Zombie King? If he doesn't kill you right away, he'll store you in a room,
right,
and keep you there to come back to you later.
Right.
So, which one? But he will return, Matthias Schweighöfer, and as Dieter in Army of Thieves, and this one focuses more on the global impact that the zombie outbreak has.
So that's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
So think of it as like a 10 Cloverfield Lane. Remember that movie with John Goodman where they were under the bunker and it was set in the Cloverfield world, but you didn't really know that until the very end?
Yeah.
With this one, I wouldn't expect that many zombies, but given the character, given the world, this takes place at the same time of the zombie outbreak. So you will get some subtle nods that a zombie outbreak is happening in America. Right. And this is a heist movie, a heist romance they're describing it as.
Okay.
So what impact would a zombie outbreak have on the world bank, the world finance? What opportunities does it present it? How does this guy, Dieter, right here, Matthias Schweighöfer, how does he get from Europe to where we find him in Army of the Dead, where he's right outside Las Vegas?
Mm-hmm.
How does Dave Bautista's right-hand chick know this guy?
Right.
That's what Army of Thieves hopes to tell. And so we are getting this movie, I believe, at the end of the year, Army of Thieves on Netflix.
Netflix, okay.
It's a smaller movie set in the world of Army of the Dead. Zombies will be acknowledged. I don't know if we'll see any, maybe on TV. But
yeah,
if you were a fan of that character right there, Dieter, then chances are you're going to be interested in this movie, Army of Thieves.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the animated prequel, Army of the Dead, Lost Vegas,
Right.
which will focus on Dave Bautista's team. And yeah, it should be a lot of fun. So, all right. Well, that's going to do it for Fandom United number 25. Keith, thank you so much for joining me on this. Always a fun time talking DC, Marvel, Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Sadly, this will be the last Zack Snyder movie for a while. He has some projects lined up, but what a year.
Mm-hmm.
What a year for the guy. And I couldn't be any more happier for him. Any final thoughts? And then afterwards, plug yourself where they can find you.
Yes. Well, yeah, you're 100% right. Big year for Zack Snyder. Big comeback, if you will. But don't call it comeback, as our guy said.
He's been here for years.
He's been there for years. He has. So, and look, he's a solid. He's a solid. First of all, he seems like a good guy. We talked about that. Everybody loves working with him, and whether you like his, he's exactly right. We're going to talk about.
Well, we are doing a rankings video, not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. And then after the Suicide Squad comes out, I will be doing a DC films ranking because the next DC film won't be until
August.
I believe after the Suicide Squad, it'll be the Batman.
Really?
Yeah. So it'll be some time.
Yeah. Jeez. Wow. Okay. That's what, October, I think, next year? It's a long time, right? Is it October? Or did they move it up?
Yeah. No, it's October. I'm sorry. I'm mistaken. Black Adam will be first.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Because that's December, right? December this year?
Yeah.
Like yeah. Okay.
Gabe, thank you so much. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, watch it a second time, Gabe, and let me know what you think. Now that you see these Easter eggs and theories,
absolutely,
I'm curious. But yeah, go ahead. You were saying?
Yeah. So yeah, shout out to same here, man. I can't wait for that. But yeah, shout out to Zack Snyder, good filmmaker. So hopefully, it'll just get better. Like I said, this one's really. I know a lot of people kind of get on him about his story and character and stuff, but this movie had a lot of that, in my opinion. I think probably the best that he's ever done. To be in my opinion. As far as like character development, there were so many people that I actually just was engaged by and cared about this movie. So I enjoyed it. So so thanks to him for that. It was a good one. Can't wait to see what he has next, and we'll talk about it here, whatever it is. So. You'll see me here each week, usually. Also on Apocalypse on movies on Tuesdays. Those guys do a bunch of stuff over there. Find me on Twitter at KeithBarnes79. And Gio, thank you again for having me.
Hey, always a pleasure, man. You guys find me on Twitter at Grey Goose Jedi for now. I'm going to change it again. And of course, here on Fandom United, I pretty much upload videos every day, if not every other day. And Sunday evenings live at 7:30. Tell your friends. Love having people here. Love having a conversation. Good night, Rachel. Thank you so much again. I know you just came from POV and now this, and you're just like, God, these guys and all their streams, God.
Yes.
Oh, man, but I appreciate it. You know I do. And,
absolutely.
Star Drew, I know you weren't here, but I appreciate you too, buddy.
Absolutely.
Yep. That'll do it. For Gio, for Keith, for Fandom United. We'll see you guys next Sunday. Take care.